Hello everyone and welcome back to another video and the question, best beer in Mexico or the statement, best beer in Mexico? Now those are very intriguing and of course they could be subjective because there's a lot of beer in Mexico. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about craft beer specifically. Yes, best craft beer in Mexico, and there's so many. Every state has their own brewery or several breweries, and even Mexico City has several. It's all across the 31 states and Mexico City. I'm telling you, it is a big business here. So we're gonna check out, and what my opinion is, the top three, and it's hard because there's so many good ones, but we're gonna do three, and we're gonna do the best 2 out of 3, ranking them. And the first 2 I've tried before, but I want to give you, the experience and the, how can I say, the description real time. And then we'll talk about each one individually. And the last one is a special one that I've never tried. So it should be fun to try with all together and see where they all rank. And if you all have tried some of these too, leave some in the comments, let us know. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's introduce our first beer today. This one is very popular around Mexico. It's called Allende, as you can see here. And it comes from San Miguel de Allende, which is a city that's getting very popular and it's very beautiful. It's located in Guanajuato State. And this one is called Baltic Porter, as you can see right there, Baltic Porter. And it says Edición Invierno, which is winter edition. So now, in Mexico, it's really common that when the wintertime rolls around, you'll have different beers that are darker, maybe with a little spice, but it's like a winter beer. So usually stouts, porters, and even some of the mainstream companies like Modelo, Bohemia, they make a special one for this time of year up until Christmas. So this one I have tried once before, but I'm going to do a live tasting with you so we can experience it together and I can really give you those flavor notes. So now, if you know what porters are and you're used to porters, then you know that they have, the dark beer and they have a heavier taste. You can have like elements of chocolate, wood. It could be aged in, whiskey barrels. There's a lot going on. Even vanilla porters, oatmeal stouts. I mean, dark beer in general, you're going to get that kind of, that kind of consistency and that kind of flavor. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to open it fresh. All right. We're going to start fresh here. I used to be a bartender, so I just like popping the bottle and presenting what you say. So let's take a pour here. You see that nice dark color coming out? Yeah. There we go. And this is 12 ounces. And for you all out there that use metric, sorry, I come from the United States. We didn't choose it. It's those British, but let me stop. This is 355 milliliters. So I got this glass actually at the Guadalajara Beer Expo. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah. So there's quite a few beer expos in Guadalajara per year. So if you're a beer lover, you're going to love that. Now, let's see what it smells like. Amazing. I'm getting chocolate notes, a little bit of coffee note, which is very typical for porters. So I've had really good Mexican porters before, but let's take a taste and see if it matches what I smell. See, that's a very balanced porter. It's full-bodied, and there's this hint of chocolate, and not cinnamon, but it's another one that I can't think of at the moment. But there's a little bit of spice in there, very slight, very subtle, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite beers for sure. And if it's wintertime and you want one of these, so it's going to hit the spot. We'll just say that. It's going to hit the spot. So, yeah, so that's the first one, Allende. I hope you like it. I do. And I recommend it. All their beers are pretty good. I've tried the majority of them. So that's the first one we're going to go over today. And stay tuned because another one is coming up next. All right. So next up, we have this one called Rio de Lumbre. And you can see right there. This is from the Colima Brewery, which is located in the state of Colima, which is actually south of Jalisco, so not too far from here. And yes, this one is an India Pale Ale, but from the West Coast. So as we know in English, we'll say West Coast IPA, but in Espanol, IPA de la Costa Oeste, So we're gonna try this out and see how it is. I've had beer from Colima before, but I don't remember if I ever had this one or not. But I have trust in their quality of brewing, so I know it's gonna be a good one. Let's pour it up. Let's see what it's like. Immediately, you can already see that darker color, which is typical with IPAs and West Coast IPAs. So this thing should be fairly hoppy. I'm hoping. All right, and that's 6.6% alcohol, which is normal for, like an IPA. So nothing too crazy. And oh yeah, I'm getting citrus aroma. I'm getting the hops immediately. Everything. So without further ado, let's try it. Let's see what it's like. A little bit different than the West Coast IPAs I'm used to in the United States, but it is a solid IPA. It's a little slightly bitter, but not too crazy, but very hoppy. So you know you're drinking an IPA. So yeah, this one is definitely a good one. And yeah, I have nothing bad to say about it. All right, and we are back with part 3 and the final beer of today's episode. So this one is a special one that I've been saving, and I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I figured it would be appropriate to share it with you all. And I said I would save it for a special occasion, and this is a special occasion, sharing these cool things with you guys. So without further ado, let's introduce the final and what may be the best beer in Mexico, craft beer rather, okay? Cerveza artesanal. So let's introduce this one, if you could see here. It is from Hercules Brewery in Querétaro, Mexico, and I'll tell you what this says. Cerveza de fermentación espontánea, which is spontaneously fermented beer. Now, aged in barrels, but not just any barrels. You can see here, it says roble, okay, which is a type of wine that is very common in Spain. So it's aged in wine barrels, and between, it says durante, meaning between, during these years, 1, 2, and 3 years. So we're gonna try it out. It's from 2021, so this is just last year. So now we know it's been about a year. So let's take a taste of it, and it's so special. Look, I mean, this is some real big stuff. I mean, look at the cork. There's a cork in there. So let's see how that works out. And I got my beer glass here from the Guadalajara Beer Festival. That was in April. So yeah, in Guadalajara, there are beer festivals. There was just one last week, but I missed it because I was traveling Querétaro. But it's okay. I went to 2 this year. There's another one around the corner. So let's open it up and try this bad boy right now. Here we go. Oh, well, look at that. There's a cork in there as well. Luckily, I got the combo, so we're gonna get that open. I was wondering how that worked. I haven't seen anything like that before, so let's get in there like I'm opening a bottle of wine, all right? All you wine lovers know how that goes. You know what's special if they got it corked. If it's this beer and they got it corked, I'm just anticipating something special. So, oh, here we go. One more swing. And we got it. It was being stubborn, but we got it. All right. So, let's see what this thing smells like. Right off the bat, I'll tell you right now, if you're familiar with beer and naturally fermented beer, but that still has sediment, this smells like a natural beer. It's kind of like when you drink wine and you drink a natural wine, that's just like the same thing. Right off the bat, I'm smelling just naturally fermented, no carbonation added. So, it's this special occasion. Let's do it, everybody. Let's get into it. Look at the color of that. Naturally fermented. Remember that. It was fermented in the barrel. And this one has about 6%. So we're working at 6% standard. Let's see. Oh, Lord. That smells fantastic. Flavor notes. An essence of grapefruit and some type of spice. And I believe maybe that comes from the oak barrel with the wine, the wine aged oak barrel. So let's try. Okay. That's a sour beer. And it's amazing. I love sours, but I did not know that that was going to be like that. So now that you know, this is a sour beer and it's naturally fermented. So I'm cool with that. This is sour. It's how can I just describe it? I don't know, but it's great. And stick around. We're gonna see who wins best beer in Mexico for this one. We'll be right back. So to wrap this tasting up, who gets the best beer in Mexico award? Now this is very difficult, but after trying all three of these, I'm gonna have to go with Allende. Allende, they never disappoint. That's not to say that Hercules isn't fantastic, because that's definitely top three of my favorite. Colima is also amazing, but in this particular tasting, the best beer in Mexico, we have Allende. So they have all kinds of different variations, red ale, IPA, porter, they got it all. So definitely that is a winner. Now, if you all like this type of content, let me know. I'm going to finish this beer off and post this video. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you like it. And if you do, share with me if you'd like me to make another one. There's definitely a lot more great craft beer to cover in Mexico. And let me know if you have any favorite beers in Mexico. Put it in the comments. And yeah, like, subscribe if you're liking this content. And I appreciate you tuning in. Y'all take care. And I'll catch you in the next video.